Hi everyone, it's Carla from Law Plans. I am here today to do a plan with me for January Monday 18th to Sunday, January 24th. I made a lot of mistakes during my planning this week, and so I'm just going to probably touch on those right now. So as you can see here, my stencil slipped a little bit. And so it slipped again, and it just kept slipping. And so I started getting really upset, and I actually decided to just kind of keep drawing and keep going with it just to see if I could at least try to fix my little mistake. I actually like how it turned out, which is good that I liked how it turned out. I was really kind of stressed out a little bit, and then I just kind of remembered it's a planner. If I don't want to post it on Instagram, I don't have to, but in all reality, I'm absolutely going to post it just because I feel like it's important that we are transparent, that not all planning is perfect and not all planning is pretty. And there are mistakes, and sometimes I do have to remember that I need to embrace those mistakes. A long time ago, I probably would have really gotten stressed out and tried to scratch the entire page or put a sticker over it, and I just decided not to do that this time. I also decided that I was going to keep my schedule in my planner this week because I was starting to try to do some time blocking in my Hobonichi Cousin. And last week was just an insane mess. It didn't work. I had a really, really challenging week last week. And so I decided that I was going to just focus on myself this coming week. My kids have off of school on Monday and Tuesday. My husband has off of work on Monday and Wednesday. And so I'm going to use those first few days to just really focus on myself. And so I decided not to do any time blocking in my Hobonichi Cousin. And I was just going to keep my schedule here in my MakseLife, and all of my goals were going to be just completely focused on myself this week. And so I'm probably going to be using my Hobonichi Cousin for memory keeping this week, which I'm actually super excited about. Since I quit using the Passion Planner for my memory keeping, I've been kind of doing like a little hybrid memory keeping and time blocking in my Hobonichi Cousin. I haven't really fallen in love with the way it looks, and so I'm just going to try a memory keeping in my Cousin this week. And so because of that, I decided to just put all of my schedule in my MakseLife. My MakseLife is actually the planner that I keep in my kitchen on my little desk, and I keep it propped up on my planner stand. And so I actually really like having it accessible and in full view so I can easily have access to scheduling as well. So because I'm going to have all of my scheduling in here, I'm basically transferring everything from a sticky note. I get an email from my daughter's teacher every Friday on all of her appointments and her Zoom classes. She is in first grade, so she's only 6.5, and so it is really up to me to just make sure that she gets on her computer at the time that she is needed to be there. I also have a doctor's appointment on Friday, and I'm going to put that in, and then I'm going to go back later and highlight it because that's definitely one of those things I don't want to forget. So much to the point where I put alarms in my phone. I used my phone calendar. I wrote it everywhere. And so I just really wanted to make sure that I didn't forget it. And then the next thing that I'm going to be doing is drawing some checklists down at the bottom. I'm trying to figure out what stencil I want to use and how I want to do it. But I am going to be doing my kitchen this week. And so I am doing the decluttering challenge and the home organization challenge from a bowl full of lemons. And this week is the kitchen, which I am super scared for and very intimidated by because the kitchen is huge. It involves everything that you use on a daily basis: your dishes, your appliances, your small appliances, your large appliances. And there's like this huge list of everything that is recommended that we do for this organization challenge. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break everything down. Like I said, since I kind of have those first 2 days off as far as scheduling and stuff goes, and then my husband has Wednesday off, and so he can definitely help kind of keep things on track as well. I'm going to break down the entire kitchen into multiple days. And so one day I'm going to empty the cabinet and then clean everything out. And then I'll go through the whole kitchen and just kind of figure out what I need to get rid of, what I need to purge. And then I'll go ahead and be writing that on my checklists down at the bottom. Oh, so it looks like apparently I forgot to put in my little coffee picture note for Monday. So I've mentioned this before in some of my Plan With Me's, and I've gotten a lot of giggles with it in the past, but basically my best friend and my father and I take a little selfie every Monday morning with our cup of coffee, and we send it to each other. We have like this little group chat going, and we've been doing it for years. Literally years. We've been doing it for years, and we have, I think, missed maybe 1 or 2 Mondays. And so I always put that in there just because it's a nice little reminder of just the joy that I have on that morning with my dad and my best friend. And so here I'm going through and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to space out all of the work that I need to do in my kitchen. I'm doing a lot of the large appliances on Wednesday because we have trash on Thursday, and I always try to clean out my refrigerator and take everything out, wipe down all of the shelves, and go through all of the stuff that I have in there, leftovers. So usually dinners on Wednesday are like a hodgepodge of all the things that we need to eat before trash day on Thursday. And so I'm just going through and just trying to divide everything up. I also do try to do laundry every single day, at least one load. And we've got just a very busy household with everybody home all the time. And so it's a habit that I have learned to actually really enjoy, because I've always hated those days on the weekends where I am swamped with an entire laundry room full of stuff and doing laundry over and over and over. And so I have found that if I can manage it doing one load every single day, then it's easier for me. So here is the little list of the Bowl Full of Lemons challenge. I tape it into my weekly goals page for every week. And so that way I don't have to have it in a separate spot. I don't have it on my phone. I don't have to pull up the website to figure out what I need to do. I can just easily have it accessible, and I can go through and check off all of the boxes of things that I've done. And so, like I said, we are going to keep ourselves busy around the house, and I'm putting some check boxes in here for stuff that we're going to be doing on the weekends. So here's another planner oops that I have done. So instead of counting how many lines I have on my check boxes below my schedule boxes, on the left, I have 2 lines, but on the right, I didn't count, I didn't pay attention, and I moved it up on accident 1 line. And so when you look at everything completely vertically from left to right, everything is just kind of off, and it does kind of make my eye twitch a little bit, and it does bother me a little bit, but not to the point where I'm going to just rip the whole week out and start again. I really don't want to have to try and cover everything with stickers. And I actually do the exact same thing with these boxes I'm doing here. So these are the boxes, since I said that I had a really rough week last week, these are the boxes I'm going to use to record my self-care. And so I did the same thing that I did with my check boxes on my self-care boxes, is I didn't pay attention to my spacing, and everything is just kind of shifted up a little bit. And it bothers me, but it isn't bothering to the point to where it's going to really drive me completely insane, which I feel like is a huge improvement from my previous self. My previous self would have completely freaked out, scratched the entire page. I wouldn't even have looked at this entire planner for the entire week. I would have just written things in a notebook if I had to. But I am embracing the change. I am embracing the mess. And I'm actually doing really well with it. Oh, no, look at that. Okay, so I lied. I didn't make a mistake on that one. I'm actually counting the lines in the boxes right now, and that's when I realized, like, oh, shoot, everything is shifted up 1 on this side. But I ended up just kind of making everything the same on the right side of the planner as the left side of the planner for my self-care boxes. And that's when I realized that I had made that mistake. And luckily, it isn't too much of a mistake to where it's, like I said, it's not going to mess with me too much. After this, after I draw all of my self-care boxes, I'm going to be doing my habits for the week. I've always said in the past that the habit tracker is probably one of my favorite parts of the actual planner. I use my weekly goals in order to create my weekly habits, and a lot of my habits change every single week, and I'm quite okay with that. I've already said that I have decided to kind of just try and focus on myself and take care of myself this week and try and find things that bring me happiness and things that bring me joy. And so a lot of my habits are going to be all about that, just me and what I want to do and what I want to kind of cultivate this week. And so I've had a really, really hard time with trying to find workouts that work for me. And so instead of writing down workout, I just wrote sweat. And so even if that means like running up and down my stairs in my house 15 times, if I start sweating, I'm going to be pretty happy. It is very cold here outside. There is still snow on the ground. It's in the 30s. And so I've had a really hard time with getting outside to do my running and my walking. And so I've just kind of had to try and find other things to do in the house to make me sweat. And that is definitely a challenge. And so I have also decided to focus on self-care and joy this week. And so here's kind of what my week looks like, just at a glance of the simplicity of the things I need to do in the schedule. I've also found that I actually really like highlighting the boxes down at the bottom for the gratitude. Part of the reason I actually switched to the vertical planner instead of continuing with the horizontal planner is because I really liked the gratitude area on the vertical a lot better. I like that it has a designated box that is blocked off. With the horizontal planner, you have the box on the right side, and I really like that as gratitude, but it kind of always made me sad that my little gratitude heart on the lines of the horizontal was never really used for its intended purposes. And so it's such a silly thing, but aesthetically, I actually like the way the gratitude looks better on this vertical layout. And I stuck with the vertical layout because I really liked being able to track all of my goals as well. I felt like it was just easier for me to put all of my goals in the vertical layout instead of the horizontal layout. Okay, and so from here, I'm just going to kind of decide to throw a little washi tape and just a little bit of extra flair down at the top. Since I am focusing on self-care this week, I wanted to just put a little bit of decoration to remind me to focus on myself. And so this is the end of my plan with me. I appreciate you guys sticking with me and listening to me ramble on and on about all of the silly things. And I do hope that you enjoyed it. And let me know down in the comments what you guys usually do for self-care and how you focus on yourself. Do you focus on the type of self-care where you take baths and you have quiet time, or do you focus on the type of self-care where you are just focusing on being productive and getting other types of things done? I know self-care means completely different things for everybody, so I'm just kind of curious as to what everybody else does. And I hope you guys have a good week, and thank you again for watching. Make sure you hit the like button for a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe so you can see extra videos from me. Thank you and take care. Bye.